What's happening, ladies and gentlemen? It's your number one, Simeon Hendrix. In this episode of Steady Focused, we are going to go behind the scenes, pull the curtain back, jump in the computer with me, and we're going to go from inserting memory card into the computer all the way to finished product that we can hang on the walls. So I have already dumped my memory card. I've just taken the raw files off of my memory card and I've loaded them. Now we are inside of Lightroom. What we're going to do, let's just look around and find the photos. So I'm going to hit import. That's going to bring up our screen, and then over here on the left side of the panel, we've got the source palette is right there. We're going to twirl it open. We're going to come down. I've got all my stuff on D drive. I'm going to swing over into my folders, and then let's drop it down, and I've got it saved right here. Okay, cool. So it's coming into this point right now, and what you can do is you can go ahead and check the specific images that you want to bring into this new catalog in Lightroom. You don't have to bring them all. So this is giving you an option right here saying, hey, do we want to do certain ones? And I'm just going to go ahead and import all of those right now. That's what I do. As you're walking through this Lightroom, you guys are probably going to see some things that I'm doing wrong. Please, if you notice something, tell me, because I am not perfect. This is the way that I've come to do it. And if you guys see or hear or know of some other way to do it, let me know. Okay, so we've got them imported right here. And so what I'm going to do is make the thumbnails a little bit bigger. Full disclosure, I really enjoy working on two screens, but on this computer at this office and this studio, I've only the one screen. So I'm just going to be working from one screen. I also have a setup at Hager where we've got the two screens, and I really like it. And in that case, I would have my library on the left, and I would have my kind of, and all my editing stuff would be on the left, and on the right would be my preview of the final product. But right now, we've got the one screen right here, and this is perfect. So it is right here, and it's telling us, okay, let's look through these images. Now, what I do is when I'm going through here, I just use the shortcut P, and whenever you hit P, it flags it. So you can see right here, I'm going to flag as pick, and then I'll come here and turn that off. And you can see one more time, I'm just hitting P, and it does that. So that's how I like to cruise through it. So I'm just kind of cruising through here. And right now what I'm looking for is just any cool photos that are going to jump out to me. If they're underexposed, I'm really not even worried about it, because raw files are so awesome. You can totally change the exposure as if you were standing in the field right now taking the image. That's why raw rocks. And I'm going to be talking a lot about raw, I'm sure, as we go through here. So anyway, yeah, I'm doing a quick cruise through. Anything that kind of grabs my attention that I think, hey, that's got a cool look. And again, little man is graduating. He just graduated kindergarten. So what an honor it was for me to take this young man out into this field in Burke Burnett and get to capture this special moment in both of our lives. And not so much more. What am I saying? It's so much more than just he and I, because he's a blessing to so many people. And if you guys have kids out there, you can relate to what I'm saying. The kids are just, they're just the best. So anyway, I'm just doing kind of a quick run through here. Again, anything that just kind of grabs my eye, I'm just flagging it. And again, this is the way I roll. You might say, dude, don't do it like that, do it like this. And really, I would love to know what your technique is for getting them all in. So we're just cruising right here. We were just playing around, doing a lot of different shots, a lot of different techniques. I had the Panasonic GH4, which is a micro 4/3 camera, and as I was, well, no, I'm just in the zone right here. So the lens on it is a 12 to 40, okay, which is the same thing as a 24 to 80 on a full frame camera. So anyway, I was experimenting with the focal length on that, the length of the barrel going in and out, and kind of experimenting with that. Fun. And so what I was on a mission for was to capture this young man's energy and excitement and life and innocence. That was my goal. And as far as technically, I was experimenting with using a one camera and an off camera flash. And I was using the Cactus flash and a Cactus transmitter. So transmitter was on the camera, and it would send the message over to the flash to spark. You might say, Simeon, why would I use my flash outside in the middle of the day? Well, just look at this image and you can see kind of where I was going for. It gives us the opportunity to set two different exposures, two different settings in the same image. So I very much underexposed the background, and you can see if I did not have the flash lighting Kingston's face right there, he would be totally dark, just like the shadow that is behind him. So anyway, I'm playing with off-camera flash, and so that's what we were up to. That's what I was doing. Again, I'm just cruising through here right now. I'm just flagging any of these that I think kind of look neat. And I was really wanting to there's going to be some cool ones. There are going to be some cool ones. Look at this. This is, again, just straight out of the barrel. The camera rocks, but my goodness, look at this. I'm in love with this, guys. I got to tell you, I love it. And I'm happy with myself because I was experimenting with the flash, and I was experimenting with the placement of the flash. And so what I did was I was almost directly to his side, almost at a 0 degree to his left, and hit him with the flash right there. And I think that is pretty cool. So there we go. We're just moving right along. Again, I'm just using the shortcut P for anything that is going to look neat, and P is the shortcut to flag the image or select it as a pick. Still cruising through here right now, and now I'm laying on the ground and experimenting with getting the weeds, the grass, the hay, the alfalfa, whatever these small stalks of grass are coming up. But I was wanting to experiment with getting those in the picture. So we're just cruising right along. And again, this is the way I do it. You guys might have a different way to do it, and if you do, please tell me what it is, because let's just chat about it. Let's see what is what, and I'm curious, why do you do what you do? And teach me shortcuts and stuff, guys, because I definitely don't know it all. Right here, I'm getting set up, messing around. Then we got a ball. There you go. There's a picture of the flash. I took a shot of it right here. So you guys can see, here's right here, this big blown out thing. That's the umbrella. And I have my flash shooting straight into the umbrella. And the flash is shooting through, right? The flash is shooting through the umbrella. It's a white umbrella, giving us more of a diffusion, and it's going on to Kingston. I'm very new to using the flash and the umbrella. I love it. I love it. I love it. But I'm new to it. So I'm really serious, guys. If you watch this and you see something that I'm doing that you think is an incorrect technique or whatever, I'm curious for your input. Hey, I might not follow it, but I would love to hear your input, please. Cruising right along. So there's that. Now I'm going to sort it by those that have the attribute of flag. So those are ones that I selected. Now I'm going to go in here and we're going to start doing the editing. So we're going to switch it over to the develop palette, the Develop tab, and that's going to open up our options. And I'm going to swing it over here, start at the front. Don't want to start at the end. Cappuccino, got to do it. What time is it? It's 7:11 time. Okay. Cruising right along. And this will just show you guys right here, just me pulling the exposure. That just shows you right there. And then that's way blown out, but now you can pull the whites down, pull the whites up. I just wanted to take a look at this image if we did boost it. And when you boost the exposure, keep an eye on the noise. But right now I'm just experimenting. I'm getting into know the pictures. The first few, dials, I'm just kind of getting a look for it, getting a vibe for it, getting a understanding on what's going on here. Kind of pull some sliders left to right so I can really wrap my mind around. Check this out. You can grab a brush and this is saying what are the settings going to be for the brush, and then you can kind of hit here. That's going to be kind of like the anchor point where it sets it. And now what we're doing is I'm just kind of putting some of these markers around his face, and I can come over here like to the exposure, see, and I can brighten it up. Let me see. So yeah, that's what I'm doing right there. Just hit it a couple more times if you want. I'm just brightening his face up just a hair. Just a hair. Just a little bit. You don't want to. Then you can slide that. Slide your feathering. How feathered do you want it? A lot. So much of photo editing is personal taste. And if you think it looks good, then go for it. And if someone tells you it sucks, take a look at it. Does it suck? And if you still think it's good, then go with it. That's your thing and that's your eye. Is it possible that someone has a good opinion? Absolutely it is. But is it also a possibility that you can disagree with their opinion? Absolutely. Right now I'm trying to bump these clouds out just a little bit more. I'm trying to get to that blue right there, and just trying to see what channel is it. Is it on here? So trying to find it, just kind of pulling it left to right. Is it the aqua? Oh, it's kind of in the aqua. Alright, I see it harsh in the back. We'll just bump it up just a little bit. And let's hit that orange because he's got those beautiful orange glasses. So we're gonna, we got to jump the contrast on that orange a little bit. So you can see this is all that's being held within the orange channel. And I'm just going to bump it just a hair. Just a hair. I don't even know if I want to do it that much because so much of it is tied. And I could just go in there and do a select on the glasses, but that's not what I want to do. So, I think that looks pretty good. No, like just a hair darker. I like the rich blacks. Some people don't. But I agree, it's a dance. You got to walk the line. And of course, there's some people that like it very not dark. I don't know. No, it's not about being dark. It's about the black level. And you could call that washed out. A lot of people like it really, the blacks to be very gray. Then there's some people that like crushed, totally crushed black. But if you go too far in either direction, it kind of destroys it. And then there's the medium, all in the middle, and that it's all preference. So I'm going to go more kind of on the dark, deep dark. And you can see he's got a little something on his glasses right here. So I'm going to just kick this the way I know how to do it and jump over into edit in Photoshop. I'm just going to go with open anyway. I'm just cleaning up the lens. There was a reflection on it, or actually I think it was some dirt from where I cleaned his glasses. Some oil that was on my hands. I'll show you how I would clean this up. So we're going to zoom in. Get your magnifying glass, or you can just hit Z. And I'm going to cruise in a little bit like that. Yeah, you can see I got some there. And he had his legs crossed right there, so he was really happy about that. Okay, so what we could do is I'm just going to just grab the spot healing brush. And let's just kind of rub it and see what happens. I'm going to adjust. I want a soft brush. I think I want to go softer. Well, let's see how it likes this. And I want a bigger brush. So just kind of click on it, and it really does the heavy lifting for you. I mean, can you believe this? Yeah, it's just amazing. You just swipe it, and it just kind of has an idea of what we're looking to correct. It makes a best guess as to the areas that you're wanting to remove. And see, like that time it didn't really give me what I was looking for, but now I want to kind of kick that back. You can see I'm very easily taking that myself out, and I'm just gonna hit this a couple more times right there. And let's pull back, and there's that. That's cool. And let's kind of take a swipe at this and do one like that. Oops, that really didn't work. So we're just gonna kind of Control Z when you want to go back, and so now if I want to go one more, let's try with the clone stamp. Boom, Alt. See, Alt. I'm gonna bring the clone stamp up. I'm just gonna kind of clone this stuff out. Clone stamp is S. Just hit S, and so you can kind of see we're just cruising through here. And I'm probably not gonna do this on all of these photos. I don't know, but I just wanted to kind of, one, I just wanted to do it for myself, and two, I wanted to show you guys. Right here, when you get up along the edge, you want to bring that hardness. You want it hard. You want it hard when you're getting up against the edge. Otherwise, you're going to blur that line right there on that orange, and it's a very hard edge. So if I get in there and start messing around with something real soft for my brush, that's not going to be bueno. All right. So, cool. I like that. That's good. And you notice you can let off. You don't have to go like absolute perfection, because there's a little bit of room. There's a happy medium. So I'm gonna save this, And then it's going to kick us back into Lightroom. Let me actually go and open it up in Lightroom. And you can see it linked. They're synced. So now the edits that I did in Photoshop, bam, we're rocking and rolling right here. Okay, so now that I've got my kind of the vibe that we like, let's see. Wait. Oh, it moved it to the very end, the picture. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to hit Control-Shift-C or Command-Shift-C. And what I'm going to be doing, it's going to bring up the copy settings. And so I'm telling it, copy all of these settings that I just applied to this image because I have several in this scene. So I know the lighting is going to be the same and all of this. So what you can do is just copy and paste your settings. And I love it. So I'm copying that. I'm going to go right in here. I'm going to hit Control-Shift-V or Command-Shift-V. Sometimes it works exactly how we're wanting. Sometimes not exactly. And so it's a little bit darker on there. So I'm gonna bring that exposure up on these. Bring those blacks up. And that blue is a little too blue now. It's like a little crazy. I'm not even like super. You know what? I want to go tighter. I really like playing around with the crop tool. There's some photographers that say if you crop, you're going to get your arms chopped off and you're out of the photography realm of the world. Whatever. I disagree. I think using the crop tool is fun, and it shows images to us that we never would have thought of, and our lenses probably wouldn't have been able to do it, whether it's one or the other, being in super tight or far away, or well, cropping, you're automatically coming in tighter. But so yeah, I'm just kind of taking a gander at this right here. What's this going to look like if I go ahead and crop this? And I say, you know what? I like that. I like that. So what I'm going to do, I want to play on some of these greens. I want to get a little bit of, let's right here, change the white balance. I want to shade, cloudy. Cloudy's good setting for sunset. Gives them a little bit of a sunny look, a warmer look. So here we go. Now I should be right in here with those greens. Look in the very back. We got those greens right there. Aqua should be his shirt. Yeah, so look at his shirt. That is all on the aqua channel. No, I do want a little more saturation. You know what? Let's just kind of bump the saturation as a whole. I think I can have it just a little more saturated. That's nice. And then we're going to go back to change that. So there's that. And I'll go ahead and clean that, because I'm not going to worry about cleaning that up. I am going to, absolutely, but I'm just going to keep cruising right now. Let me see. And some of these I'm not going to keep. Now that I'm seeing them for the second time around, I'll just, yeah, so here we go. There's a definite keeper. So we're going to hit Control-Shift-V or Command-Shift-V. See the settings come over. It's already really cool. I'm getting excited, guys. I got to let you know. My heart's getting pumped up. What do I say? I say, man, I'm getting pumped up in a special way. I'm taking pictures, editing photos. I'm in Lightroom. What more can I say? That's what happens when I'm pumped up. All right. So I really like this image. I think it's looking really neat. what I do want to do, it's a little too much saturation on that blue channel, but I dig it. I do dig it. But let's go ahead and just take a look if we don't make it quite so intense, because that's like, it's preference. It's all preference. You say, man, I love the crazy hyper realistic blue in the sky. Another guy's like, man, I like it gray. Go with your gut. And if you're colorblind, someone will tell you. But hey, sometimes colorblind people, I mean, one of my good friends, Patrick Reardon, he's a graphic artist and he's awesome. He's colorblind. I want to take a look at getting a little bit. Bump that. I'm going to roll that. Or now let's roll the. I'm going to bump the whole the saturation all the way across. I'm into that big time. Okay, I want to go ahead and clean. I want to clean these glasses. And swing it back over to Photoshop. Open anyway. Oops. Hit Z to go to the zoom tool, and we're getting all the way in. This is a lesson. It's easier to fix things when you're really there on set versus trying to fix it in post. I mean, it really is, and it's a cliche that people say all the time, but it's true. So I didn't have the correct glass cleaners, or my hands were greasy. So that's why I'm having to clean this up. Again, I'm going back to the healing brush, the spot healing brush. Just kind of clicking and dragging, just telling it, yep, these are the areas I'm wanting to get rid of. You guessed right. And you just got to kind of play around with it sometimes. Sometimes it gets it wrong, and sometimes it gets it right. So that's kind of cool. Now I'm going to click it over to back to the spot healing brush. I'm going to drop my opacity, take it to about a 30, and you say, well, Simeon, why are you dropping your opacity? The reason I'm dropping my opacity is because I want these to blend my edges. I don't want them to be super noticeable, so I want it to blend. And we're just kind of making something interesting right there. I'll go like that. There you got so, and then you just kind of pull it back so you can take a look. Again, do I have to be doing this? No, but it was something that it was on my mind I wanted to do. My brush is a little too hard. I'm going to, and you say, well, why are you saying it's too hard? And I could see the imprint of the circle. So you don't want to do that. So you got to keep an eye out on your brush so it'll blend. All right. So now right now I've got a soft brush, and it's the clone stamp. I'm using the clone stamp, and I'm just cloning this out, just getting this. I'm just cleaning his glasses. That's what I'm doing. Do you have to do this? Depends on the client. It depends on the client, and if you're your own client, then it's up to you. So it's up to you if you think it's valuable enough to do it, or if you want to do it. It's something that I want to practice at anyway, so yeah, I did it. And you can see right there, we just cleaned that up. I really think it's cool that we can see the light right there. It wasn't intentional, but it happened, and I like it. I think it's cool. So I'm going to leave it in there. Now I'm going to come over here to these glasses and clean these. Right now we got the clone Got the clone stamp. It's going to be a little tricky right in here. We're going to see what we can do on the clone stamp right here. Just kind of cleaning this up just a little at a time. Just a little. Cleaning it up, getting it up in there. Right here, we're just kind of doing a little bit of cleaning. A little bit of cleaning. Make my brush a little bit smaller so I can get in there a little bit tighter, a little more precise. There it is, just like that. Just like that. Going real slow, taking our time. Hey, what are you working on? Oh, I'm working on editing a couple of photos. My son graduated kindergarten, and this was actually the day before he graduated, and I took him out and, you know, let him know how much I love him and asked him if I could take some kindergarten photos, kindergarten memory photos, kindergarten graduation photos. He said, yeah, Dad, that's cool. Come on. So, took him out there. His mom got him dressed. I can't take credit for his outfit. That's his mom. She has great style. And so, King's looking good. Still using the clone stamp. And filling this up. Kind of get a little bit bigger. Let's get down to business. Let's regulate this. Let's get it going. And so I got to kind of figure out where am I going to pull from in here. Just cleaning it up. Just cleaning it up. It's difficult though because you don't really know where you want to pull from. Let me see how this is looking. Yeah, that's good. I think if I can just get this spot right here, I think I'll be okay. I think I'm going to be okay either way. But I'm just saying, right now, again, I'm getting up on that edge, so I want to go hard. I want to go hard with my brush, because I'm going to get up against the edge. Still using the clone stamp. And you click, you press Alt and click. And that is where you're going to select your area that you're copying. That's what the clone stamp is. You click an area, and it's basically like you place a magnet there, or a tethering device that is like a copy machine, a scanner. There you go. It's like a round scanner that you place at a certain spot, like imagine a bingo dauber, and you click on an area. And you say, I want you to copy this. And then you copy it. And then you keep dragging. And as you move, your tethered area moves, according to whichever way you move the mouse. And then your other area moves as well. So you can see there, bam, got those cleaned up. And I'm really happy with that. I think it looks clean, it looks neat, and it's just really cool. So, yeah, I like it. So we're going to go back. And we're going to keep that, okay? So I'm going to close this. It's going to ask me if I want to save it. I'm going to say, oh yeah, save it up. So let's kick it back over to Lightroom. And there it is. You can see the changes automatically synced and they came over. So happy with that. Really think it's cool. I'm going to Control Shift C. I'm going to make sure I have all these settings copied. I'm going to come in here. You know, sometimes the image that I'm not like in love with, once I hit it with a little bit of just a little bit of settings and adjust it, crisp it up a little bit, then I end up liking it. So that's what I'm doing right here. And I'm coming back to this. I'm going with my gut that the orange is a hard one right there because he's got so much orange on him. Wait a second. I'm not getting the colors out of this that I wanted. Control Shift C. And go check all, but I don't want a crop or a spot removal. Alright, that's good. I got that copied. Now give me what I want. Control Shift V. What in the world is happening here? Why is it not? Why is it not pasting? Let's clear them. Reset. It's weird. That's cool. He's got his old man in the glasses. I like that. I think that's cool. That's fun. It's a little too dark on the black, so I'm gonna pull the black up a little bit. I pulled the black up, and I'm gonna experiment right here with the contrast. The contrast and the blacks are both very similar, whereas it just kind of crushes it. Kind of hardens your edges. And we're gonna probably do something like that. Now I'm gonna go back to taking a look at cropping this possibly a little different. I might not. We might keep it. Drop it into an 8x10. I always think that's kind of a fun size. You know, and just take a look at it. If you think it looks good with your subject in the center, put your subject in the center. If you think it looks good on the left, put it in the left. You know, it's a lot of it's preference. Of course, there is the rule of thirds, go up, down, you know, all of that. But man, I think I'm going to keep it with square on that one. I like that, or the 8x10. I'm going to drop that, see if we like that. That's kind of freaking me out, the way I did the flash, the umbrella on his lights, on his glasses. So we are not going to keep that one. And yes, I could go in there and clean all of that out. But if I loved it enough, I would do that. But again, I'm just checking. I checked all of the ones that I really liked. And now that I'm going back and I'm looking at them for the second time, and I'm looking at them more focused, I can see some of them aren't in focus. I'm doing this one for him. He really wanted he was bowing. He was excited about that. So you gotta make your client happy, right? I mean, follow your gut on things, but if they have something that they really want to see done too, then do their thing and then move on to yours. So he wanted to do a bow. So yeah, we're going to do a bow. Okay, we get you a bow in there. We can do it. And on this one, I'm almost feeling like, let me do 8x11, but I want to go let's see, portrait, landscape. I want to do a landscape layout. So let me, there we go. 8x11, and I want to line him up like this. Don't worry, I'm not cutting out his bow. I just wanted to look at shifting him over even more. I even like it a little longer. And guys, here's the thing, something that I like to do. just do a custom where, you know, who says you can't crop it like that? Or who says you can't pull it down like that to make it just look interesting? And yeah, so I think that's kind of fun. It almost kind of looks like his stomach hurts, though. I guess you could say I could have coached him a little bit better. I don't know. We're going to keep moving. Okay, we're looking. See what we find on here. Just kind of be cruising through. Pull that back. So right now I'm going to play with the highlights. That's going to be, so you just look right here on the slider, and we got our highlight slider, and just look on the image and say, okay, where's the highlighted? Where's the very bright areas of the photo? And you can adjust those, and then you say, okay, well, what about the very white images? And you can kind of play with those as well. And again, we can adjust the white balance. Click it over to cloudy. You get a little bit more of that yellow orange vibe, a warmer image. Yeah, I think that's fun. And let's kick it over here. There is king. And now I did my control paste, and I wasn't into it. So my exposure, I'm a little dark around his, so let's bump our shadows. There you go. And you start getting the eyes coming out. There we go. I got my shadows bumped up. Now my highlights are a little bright, so I'm going to pull the highlights back. And I'm going to adjust the white over here on the left side of the image. You can see I do want it in there. Let's drop that exposure just a hair. No, that's not going to even give me what I want. Okay, so let's see if we even bring, then we can even bring the blacks up. Yeah, so that's good. But now, see, this is looking nice, but I do want some more. I want to harden up these lines a little bit around his eyes. So I'm hitting it. You know what? Now, yeah, I am going to hit it a little bit of contrast. You can see that's, for my taste, too much. So I'm going to go just a little bit, but I really want those eyes brightened up a little bit more. So I'm going to grab a brush, and I want it to be very feathered, very soft edge. That's what feather is telling us. And my size, yeah, let's make it a little bit bigger. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to say, bam, give me one there, and bam, give me one there. Okay, and what we're going to do, I want to bump that exposure up. I want to bump it up, and then I want to bring those even more. Now I'm going to hit it one more time. Bam. Hit it one more time. Bam. Let's even do it one more time. Bam. Do it one more time. Bam. Okay. So there we go. That's got his eyes brightened up. I'm going to click done on that. It's going to take us back to here. Now, I do want to see, I want those blacks to be a little more intense as far as, so I'm going to go back to my contrast, and I want to hit those. Now I'm going to, let's adjust our levels just a little bit. Let's see, there's that. Now we can, no, that's, all right. Now I think I can go here and hit it with a new one, and I want to, right over here, I want to bring that exposure down. do the spot removal right here. He's got a cut on his lip. So you can come over here and do a bam like that. He'll find an area that it thinks is what you're looking for. And in this case, no, that was not what we were looking for. So I'm just going to hit space bar, and you just kind of drag it over into an area that you want to base it on. You say, yeah, that's good right there. So hit done, and you can see totally blends it in. I mean, even this right here, let's say we want to, you know, he's got some chapped lips right here, but that was a little chapped right there, so let's just bam, let's hit that right there. Yeah, that's good. Maybe this little piece right here, and it's just giving you its best guess of what would be good to fit right there. And you say, yeah, that's good. Right here, I notice he's got a little bit of something right here. Maybe it's dirt or who knows. But let's go ahead and kind of clean these up. It's just going to be kind of doing its best guess. There you go. All right. You can kind of see, bam. Let me zoom back out. And we got that all totally cleaned up. So, yeah, that's looking. I'm going to go one more time to the. There we go. That's my final. I'm going to leave it. Messing more with the lights. Okay. Sometimes I don't even know what the picture is going to need. I just start with exposure and just kind of go from there and take a look at it, and then sometimes I'm like, well, it doesn't really need much, or like, oh yeah, it needed a whole lot. Whatever, just experimenting. And I don't know if, I mean, there's something about this image that I think is neat, but I'm feeling like it's going to be a little bit different than what I've done with the other ones. Yeah, I think I like that. So now we're coming into a different set of kind of setups. So I did the first one, and then I hit Control Shift C or Command Shift C. I'm going to copy those settings, and now I'm going to use that as my base plate for this next group of photo settings. Here we go. Paste those in. Here we're just experimenting with the light, and I was looking at the different angle and placement. And even right now, that's what I'm doing. I'm experimenting with this setup. This is kind of neat. I kind of, it's an interesting shot. The two cars behind him almost feels, is this real? But yeah, it is. And now we know from the other one, that was our aqua channel. And there's our blue channel. And let's make it a little bit of orange. Let's hit it with the cloudy. That's kind of fun. And he's got the two cars. Well, there's the truck. That's what we were in. And then there's the other one. But let's just see what would happen if I cropped this where those were out of, and it was just his head. Does that even make any sense? If I did something like that, does that even make sense? That's interesting. And again, it goes back to what do you like? I think that's interesting. Let's see if I hit it with a 8.5 by 11 and I go long instead of high. I mean, I go for portrait instead of a landscape. And then, so you just pull it. And let me see. Come on. There it is. I guess you got to pull it from the corner. All right, so let's experiment with an 8.5 by 11 crop and do it. And then let's put his eye straight on the lower third. I mean the upper third. And let's see. So let's totally play on the rule of thirds on this one. You remember on one of them back, we totally kind of disregarded that. But now we're playing on the rule of thirds, and let's see if we like it. I kind of want to make it a little, let me see, give me a little bit more. And then I want to go as far as I can until I touch that truck, and I'm even going to go in a little bit. So actually, my eye is telling me I want to see it almost put him right in the middle. No, his eyes are, that eye is real close to the third, okay? So cool, we're going to go with that. I like that crop. And now I'm going to see what's going to happen if I just give him just a little bit more in the highlights, just a bit. Kind of like that. Now let's kick it back and do a spot removal right there at the little spot. And that one didn't work. Let me see. I want to zoom in. Come on. Alright, now we got my brush. I got zoomed in. I'm going to shrink it. Just hit the bracket, right bracket, which is above the enter button on the right side of the screen. And it's saying, do you want to take it from here? And I'm saying no. Take it from right there. That looks good. Let's I'm going to do that one more time. And I'm going to zoom in. There you go. Hit here. We'll come back to those because he didn't really want me messing with those. Okay. Oh my god, my zoom going in too much. Okay, there we go. Now we got it. Now, so let's take a look at these and do it like that, or you know what? I think it's cool. I'm gonna leave that. I'm gonna go with that. I think that's neat. And we're gonna one more time. Come in here. Hit this. Bam. Yes. Yes. Done. All right. I like it. That one's good. And then we got one with his glasses off, so let's hit this. We're just going to keep bringing it. I just want to make sure I got this copied because I really like the way this is going to vibe on this. Bam, that's good. This one I'm going to straighten it just a little bit. I want to straighten his eyes because they're, bam. I don't think you can ask for anything better than that. That's right in it. Okay, so now let's do my thing. Again, spot removal brush, hit it right there. It's going to say, does this area look like a good match to you? And I'm going to say confirm by pressing enter. I'm just clicking and dragging all the way down on that using the spot removal tool. And it's going to say, hey, this is what we're going to do. And I'm going to say, oh yeah, that looks, whoops, I don't know what that meant, but, and I'm having a senior moment. So I'm going to hit, there we go. And bam, I think that's pretty cool. All right, so we're just going to keep moving. And we're going to click it right there. Highlights are a little hot for me, so I'm going to pull them back just a hair. There we go, something like that. That's cool. Going to do the same thing right here. Spot removal. Let's do this one first. That's an easy one. You want to do that? I'm going to say yes. Actually, that wasn't really what I wanted, was it? Bam. And is this what you want? I'm saying, well, let's bring it more kind of like that. That's great. Okay. And then this, let's make it a little bit smaller. Bam. You're just going to say you want to do that. And I'm going to say, oh, yeah, that's great. We're going to hit done, and then we're going to hit back, and then in one, and then back one, and then back one, and then back one. There it is. Okay. Bam, he was into this. Now you can see I've got my settings. The first setting of this series, I do my thing, right? Kind of go through it, whatever that is. And then I use that and I paste it into all of these. So I'm coming in on this one right here. I think my saturation is a little too high. And I want to kind of take a look at maybe a different crop. But that's my first initial thought. Now first thing I'm going to do, let's take a look at the crop. What's it going to look like if I hit it at 8 by 10? I'm liking that we're seeing his feet though. So what's an 8 by 11? So let me see, that was my 8.5 by 11. Let me see here. I feel like it does need that crop. Let's go 8 by 10. Let's just give it to me. Let's see what we think. Okay, if you're going to go 8 by 10, I don't like, I'd rather see a little bit more of his feet. Let me see what that looks like. I'm not going to crop it. I'm just going to go no crop. Why do I like raw images? Raw image has so much, I love saying this, latitude. There's so much depth, and it's easy to work through an image. It's almost like in 2017, taking the image through the camera is half the battle. The rest of the way is the editing, whether you're going to do Instagram, Photoshop, whatever your preference is. Check it out. Just experiment with it. Even some of you purists that say, hey, you need to get it right in the camera. I shoot raw not because I don't you need to know your settings. You need to know shutter speed. You need to know depth of field. You need to understand how to set a focus point on your subject, and why is your focus point big or why is it small, and why can't I get the people blurry in the background. You need to do all that, and I 100% am all in on that. Even knowing all of that, I still say shoot raw. I had a great time going through this shoot. How awesome is it that a little man is graduating? What an honor to be able to shoot these photographs of him. I'm happy with my personal development and growth along the way as a photographer and videographer and a storyteller. This is a big moment in many people's lives, and I'm honored. Thanks for cruising with me, going behind the scenes on this Lightroom Photoshop walkthrough. If this was helpful to you in any way whatsoever, like, subscribe, share, reach out to somebody that you think could get some value from this. Let me know topics you want covered in upcoming episodes. Let me know people you'd like to see interviewed. Until next time, I'm your number one. I'm Simeon Hendrix, and this is Steady Focused.